FAVORITE VST.
Yeah, man. Some people are all about the hardware, and I love that from a pornographic standpoint. If you're just looking to make great music, I say plugins will do it. Plus, we don't all have that excess money, do we? Feel free to argue me about that. Constant argue. Hardware, software, hardware. Oh my god, no, the hardware is a good one. The software is the bad one. The hardware is much more pro. Fuck that shit. I'm cooking some chicken here right now. So while I do that, why don't you watch this video of 10 of the synthesizers virtual that I've been using this 2018 year. Number 1, Plug-in Boutique Virtual CZ. Oh my, the Virtual ZZ. Such memories. This is a VST emulation of the Casio CZ series. The ZZ101, the CZ Top, the CZ1000, 2000, etc. I love this one, man. It is apparently based on phase distortion. Please teach me what that is, because I don't know what that is. What it brings to the particular table at hand is it's got some great cheesy and quirky sounds, great pads and leads, and it's many retro sounding. If you have a listen to this EP right here, you'll find the Virtual ZZ was all over that shit, especially on the first track called Shiet alongside the OP1. One big one favorite I'm still using to this day. GForce Oddity2. Always had a great fascination for the ARP Odyssey. I think it began with just me seeing it and thinking it was looking cool. Then I heard some examples of it and I fell in love with the sound of it. So I always wanted the ARP Odyssey, Duophonic, Mastertronic, Extratronic, really many unique sound of this synthesizer. Now this VST emulation of it is a little pimped up. You can play chords with polyphony, with a high number of notes and whatnot, but still it's got some pretty authentic sounding sounds that reminisce very much of the ARP Odyssey. Now the purists, I don't know if you'll agree with me, but I like this one. It's got dope presets in it too, so you can just get loose right away. XFer Records Serum. This one I came across pretty recently. Apparently it's been the shit for some time. I don't know how apparent it's been in hip hop and R&B and stuff like that, but I know for sure that a lot of like synth wave and that type of new wave of music that's been emerging over the last couple of years has been using a many sound from this. It's a double oscillator wavetable based synthesizer that you can come up with some really cool stuff with, morphing the wavetables and doing all types of shit, making for some really original sounds that I haven't really been hearing say 5 years ago, something like that. Lots of detuned stuff that just sounds amazing. I can't praise it enough. Now the beat you hear in the background right now, that's all Serum sounds all over the place. I love it. Arturia Matrix 12V. I use this one a lot on Mate's first EP as well. It's a beautiful emulation of the Matrix 12 by Oberheim. You can start to see a pattern here that I'm falling into the retro trap quite a lot. I just love those juicy synthesizer sounds of the 70s and 80s. I just think they sounded cooler and I use them a lot. Of course, putting them in a different context, but still. On the other hand, the Matrix 12V is very versatile in terms of what you can do to shape the sound. It can sound extremely new, future. Also, Arturia DX7V. FM synthesis is certainly in fashion again. Just look at the Digitone from Electron. Swedish company, mind you. You can get some amazing sounds from FM synthesis. Some might think corny sound. You might be thinking like Whitney Houston and whatever. But it's also got some amazing sounds, really. It is a little bit tough to edit, but it's great to play. And if you can't afford this one, I recommend to you also Dext from Digital Suburban. That's a really cool DX7 synthesizer VST that you can get for free. It could also load like sysx files and original presets that were used on the FM7 if you want that really authentic, cheap 80s sounding sound as well. Arturia Solina V. You know how hard it is to get some authentic sounding strings that don't sound like crap. Well, analog synthesizer strings always work in any situation, and it sounds authentic because it's not supposed to sound authentic. In Sweden, most of us grew up watching Brothers Lionheart, which was a series about two boys who die, basically. And the music was so magical in this series, I always wondered what that sound was. And then when I came across this, I figured out they must have used a string machine. That is exactly what that sound sounded like. So I fell in love with it, and I still use it a lot. Arturia CS-80. Yeah, it's a lot of Arturia. I love, all right? How do you pronounce Vangelis? Vangelis. A lot of synth freaks been going crazy over this synth since, you know, Blade Runner soundtrack and the likes of that. If you're looking to own the real deal, you better be ready to pay with like your reproductive organ or something like that, because it's gonna cost you your life. The beautiful thing is now also Earthlings are allowed to play the magical shimmering sounds of the CS-80 right on our computer ordinator system. Like the Spaniards say, lo que no te matas te engordas, which directly translates into, if you can't afford it, just download it. Reveal sound, Spire. Simone. Another amazing of a neo-future retro type sounding synthesizer that is so very detunable and beautiful sounding. I mean, I get a feeling browsing the presets that these are actually like geared toward EDM or trance, those type of electronic genres, but put some of these sounds in your unconventional genre and you will see how much it'll lift the whole thing to a whole nother star galactic level, you know what I'm saying? Very futuristic sound to this, and such an easy and highly tweakable interface. It is so versatile, I think you could even probably build a house with it. Plogue Sforzando. Sforzando is just a straight up and down, simple sound font player. Now why it lays in my interest to be interested in this is because you can actually play Super Nintendo sounds with it. The way it works is people have ripped sounds off of ROMs of the games, actual games, and then made sound fonts out of them. You can find these all over the internet and download and play the actual samples that were used in your favorite Super Nintendo game. I ain't got so much more to say about this, I mean, that says it all, don't it? That's 9. Those are the top 9. One plugin I want though is Super Audio Card. You know, my friend told me recently, my best friend Johan, he told me, I don't even see you as a gamer anymore. And that hurt my feelings somehow. But as you should know, gaming as an inspiration lays always there, magically floating like a foundation to all of my beats. And for that reason, one plugin that I really wish to be wanting is Super Audio Card. Looks amazing, you know. I don't want to be buying it right now, but I really want it. In these festive holiday seasons, what we want to be doing is visiting blessbeats.beatstars.com to buy some beats for a friend. Also, remember to comment below, subscribe. Let's talk about this. What is your favorite synthesizer and why?